Hi, it's Bob, Jon, and Josh, and we're the No Agenda team, and we're here to run through the first time I think we've all looked at these cards, the new and exciting Order and Chaos Deluxe expansion.
Yeah, no, I've been looking at them for quite some time now.
I think we've all been looking at them.
Yeah.
It just
They're
to actually have them in our hands and feeling them is a different thing.
Right.
And there were a few surprises too.
Oh,
there were
I
some
think
I
there's a
didn't
little
read.
bit of tag and bag action.
Oh yeah, there's some good stuff in this. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to the Anarch. I mean, like when I first started playing Netrunner, my favorite runner was Noise.
Hey, John, there's no steel skin in here.
Huh? No, they changed the name of it, but they changed the name of a couple things.
Yeah.
I think.
right.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3 of them.
Reddit was wrong.
No, I don't think Reddit was wrong. I think it was just that they wanted to find out who was doing it because it's been happening for several cycles, and so they just gave everybody different named cards.
And then
And then that's how you
Found
find
it
out.
out. Yeah.
And then until the print ran come out, and then the guy's like, "Oh, I'm tagged."
Well, yeah.
And I don't have a crash space.
Or flat screen. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of cool getting the spoilers, but I can understand FFG wanting to stop it because
Let them spoil.
Yeah.
Let them.
It's
And
gonna
there's
be
enough
nice.
spoiled anyway. You know what I
We
mean?
can be surprised now, which I kind of missed because we knew everything 3 months ahead of time. For a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah, at
Well,
least.
I was surprised for a little while. Then you get a couple cool cards, and you're just like, well, I'm gonna go read Reddit now and find out what all their other sides.
Yeah.
Right.
But cool. No, there's some great stuff. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be fun, guys.
I'm
So
excited.
we haven't played with them yet. We're going to play with them tonight after we get done with this video, and but
Sunday.
we'll and
Or
Sunday.
Saturday.
Saturday is our store championship. So if you're in the St. Louis area, stop by. We're going to start at 1:30, and I think we're going to have a pretty good crowd.
Yeah,
I think 20 for sure. I'm almost sure of it.
FFG officially announced Order and Chaos too.
Yep. So it's legal. So anyway, we'll start, I guess, with the first new identity with Jon.
We have Argus Security, protection guaranteed. Identity.
Yeah,
It's a
right.
Corp. It's a standard 45-15. It's whenever the runner steals an agenda, he or she must either take 1 tag or suffer 2 meat damage. We never sleep.
And neither will you.
It's cool. I mean, it's obviously very, very scary. I don't know. The problem though with Royland is you generally have a lot of big agendas. So you're not.
Well, you got the
It's not gonna
Vulcan.
trigger too often.
Could you imagine Vulcan cover up?
Well, hey, if they steal Vulcan cover up, they get BP.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you get the BP, but if you can score that out of your
Yeah, you
ME,
hit them for 2. No, but it's only when they steal an
Only
agenda.
when they
steal.
Not when you score them.
yeah.
So it's only a one way. It's okay. It's different. I mean, obviously, it's very scary if they steal on their last click. They're going to be their tag to take 2 meat damage. But then again, I guess you only have to see Source Scorch them once. Then, if they take 2 meat damage,
you
most
have
times.
to do it once, huh?
I mean, it's definitely makes it scary to steal cards,
Yeah.
to steal agendas. Makes the runner think twice because you definitely don't want to.
You can follow with the punitive.
Yeah, you don't want to make your Zai. You don't want to make your Zai into 2 or 3 agendas and then just be. Well, I guess you have 2 or 3 tags, but again, then you're Source Scorch, or not even Source. You're just scorched. So yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I think it pales in comparison to the next 2, but I like it. It's different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The other 2 are better, but I've never played a Wayland deck, but that's the one I think I'm going to finally try.
This one, the
Yeah,
Argus.
Security.
Yeah, even
Really?
though it's not the best.
Yeah,
skin of it.
you never. Yeah.
I've never
It
played
hurt.
Wayland.
It can hurt.
It can hurt, man.
I don't know.
I mean, if you let's say you do a run and you make your side and you get a bunch of 3-1s, right?
Sure. I mean, you're probably gonna take 3 tags and you're probably dead.
Yeah.
But I think you definitely have to have Source Scorch, or if you just have Atlas counters.
Yeah.
You're definitely gonna kill them then.
Atlas is going to be in every Wayland deck.
Yeah, I guess you gotta go. I don't know. Maybe you can do mid seasons.
Yeah.
They're just really tagged, but that's.
And then you can score with psychographics. I mean, that would be a good way. I mean, it's an easy way to land a tag. Big Brother would actually work in that thing, right?
Yeah, it would help.
I mean, because that would help. And it's cheap. It's a 0-cost operation.
yeah.
So, I
I
mean,
don't know.
I don't know if I'd waste the influence, but it would work.
I think it's only 1 influence. I think too.
Either way,
I know. That's a guard slot, and
it's fun. It'll be interesting to see it.
Next one.
Yeah, you got the next one.
The next, it's a second ID, Gagarin Deep Space, Expanding the Horizon. It's a 45-15. It says there's an additional cost to access a card in a remote server, or the runner must pay 1 credit. That's pretty irritating.
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing any series of face deck, because it's like, which of the 3 would you like to see?
Right.
Okay, please pay a credit, and they get to see it. which could be fantastic.
And NAPD makes an APD even better.
Right.
Which makes things annoying.
Yeah.
I think the big thing is when you have 3 face down and they have to go, well, how about that one? How about that one? You know, and it's San, maybe an agenda and something else. Or San and Jackson.
Right.
Just like adding one to every run they're going to make, basically.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's deep space, but there's a planet in the picture. So it seems a little
still,
contradictory.
yeah. You got to get
Isn't
somewhere.
that just space?
I mean, that's expanding. They're coming off the Midway station and shooting out into space. That's what that is.
Okay.
That's what that is.
I don't know.
It's a cool looking.
It's great art. I think it's just contradictory to the name, you know.
And as we were thinking, we think this is a kind of a head nod to Gagarin, the cosmonaut. I'm almost sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
But is this one? So it's another 45.15. Is it better than get a credit for every transaction?
Well, it's a tax versus a
credit
for you. I mean, similar. I could see, like you said, more of a
It has to be
horizontal
a shell game, yeah.
Yeah,
or
horizontal
even if you
game.
just have a ton of stuff in there,
Mhm.
like Crisium grids and off the grids, and not off the grid because that's not going to
so,
apply. But anything, if you just have a lot of stuff for them to access, then sure. And they can't look at things for free.
Yeah. It's just a tax. It may be just as good. I mean,
archives. Hades shard. You just line out the if you're playing against Noise and he's got 20 of your cards face down, and then he runs it, and you have this. Do you just lay out all 20 and they're like, I'll pay a credit to see that
It's
one?
remote. It's for remote.
Oh, never mind.
Don't
Okay.
that takes care of that problem.
Oh, that's nowhere near as fun then. Okay.
But so basically, you're saying if you have 4 cards in a remote, they're going to pay one credit for each
card. Yeah.
Right.
And you have to pick which card.
Yeah.
And that makes it even better when they're like that card. You flip it over and it's maybe
Adonis.
more like Ash.
Yeah.
You flip over Ash and they're like, well, I can pay the 3 credits
Yeah.
to trash Ash, or do I save my money and pay another credit to see the next card? If I skip it, I got to come back in and pay it.
Well, the other thing too is speaking of Ash, well, then the person could actually res Ash in the next window if he doesn't trash it. I'm assuming.
No. Once it's they say they're going to access, you have a window to do stuff, which would be like
Yeah.
resing Ash. At that point, the access all happens. There's no more windows.
But you're accessing individual cards. Is there individual
no.
access windows?
No, there's not.
Okay, I'm just a
Right.
real clarification.
No, there won't be. The window doesn't
Yeah.
get extended. or
So
anything
once
once you start it
access-
down, you're paying each one.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you could stop halfway through if you run out of money
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. But that's
awesome.
good to know.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got the next new identity. It's Titan Transnational, investing in your future, just like a good company should. This is a 45-17 influence. Whenever you score an agenda, you may place 1 agenda counter on it.
You know what
Wow.
Titan Transnational is, right?
Mm-mm.
That's how Wayland spells Near Earth Up.
Yeah, NEH. So just the next abbreviation we'll see is TT all over the boards.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. It's scary. We'll go ahead. Sorry. go
So
ahead and finish.
yeah, so this is basically you score an Atlas, you get 2 counters. You
Whoa.
overscore an Atlas, right?
Sure. Yeah, you get 2.
Or well, no, actually, if you just score it with
You just score
3.
If you just it gets 1 no matter what.
Yeah.
And then it fetches itself, and it fetches itself, and it's very scary. It's vertical. NEH. Instead of building Y, you
Horizontal,
just
you
build
go
one
up.
giant tower and San.
Yeah.
Project Atlas out the win. It's so good.
It is good. I could see why you're excited about it.
It's scary. And it's 17 influence.
Yeah, which is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand why it's 17 influence. I guess because it only works with.
Because there's only 3 cards that it works with.
Is it 3?
Well, there's only 3
Well,
Atlases, right?
there's a card later that'll sort of make it work with every card,
Yeah.
but no, I mean it would work with geothermal fracking. I think.
Yeah, you
Because
can
it gets
get
agenda counters.
agenda counters.
I think. I don't know.
Remember, there's a difference between agenda and
Right.
power counters.
There's only one real card that it
realize.
works with, and that's Atlas.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the only.
That's the one that you want.
Yeah. I mean, there's some others but that's the one. So maybe that's why I get 17 influence. 'Cause
So basically, this is Wayland Fast Advanced.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Wayland Fast Advance. It's super fast advance.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you have a protected server, I mean, if you're doing Excalibur Ash tricks,
Yeah.
the game's over.
Yeah.
Unless they make you poor. But no, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Well, you got the first piece of ice.
I get the fun card.
Or no,
agenda. Yeah. Firmware updates. It's a 3-1 or a 1-3 or whatever that order is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's agenda security. Place 3 agenda counters on firmware updates when you score it. Hosted agenda counter. Place 1 advancement token on a piece of ice that can be advanced. Use this ability only once per turn. This is going to be a great, a fun agenda with all the new stuff coming out. Primarily in this pack. I mean, I guess it kind of helps Tyrant and Woodcutter and silly things like that. But the main thing I think it's helping is going to be the Reduce Ice that comes later. And it's the first card in the new style of play, I guess you would say. I mean, you could do a counter on your turn, a counter on their turn to make Ice Wall bigger. You could screw with math that way. That would be kind of fun.
Because you could take it off.
Yeah, they're like, I'll run, and they. Well, no, you put you could put it on there
counter or whatever.
Before they break, which would be cool. But so you have to take that into consideration, especially if they've got like a face down Ice Wall or Hadrian, and you're like, I gotta break it. Oh, I don't have the 1 extra credit, or So it's a fine agenda. I like it as a 3-1. It has a very good ability.
Yep. What do you think?
It's not bad.
See how powerful the ice is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be used for ice kills. I mean, that's what it's going to be used for. I mean, this with IQ department.
Oh, IT department.
IT department. Yeah, not IT.
Well, this only places it on ice, so you couldn't power up an IT.
But IT department powers up the ice to itself.
Sure, I guess so. I mean, yeah, that would be a fine interaction.
I mean, I could just see some crazy.
It'd be a good way to trick a light when your opponent doesn't know it's coming.
Oh, yeah, pull them off.
Counter on your turn, counter on my turn, trick a light. Counter on your turn, counter on my turn. Yeah.
Yep, that's a good way to do it. Cut.
Next agenda, Glen Station. It's a 4-2. It says Glen Station can host a single card. Click, host a card from HQ face down on Glen Station. Click, add a card on Glen Station to HQ. It's a great way to protect other agendas, or you can, if you're afraid of someone like Edward Kim, you could protect
Scorched Earth.
Scorched Earth to make sure you don't lose it.
Yep.
Pretty good agenda.
It's definitely the best 4-2. Better than Geothermal.
Yeah.
Definitely better than NAPD. Well, gonna be better than NAPD since NAPD probably won't be viable anymore. But
yeah, that's to come.
Hosting a big 3-pointer on there,
Yeah, that would be a nice way to hold. Yeah, until you can score it.
Just to protect yourself. Yeah.
I mean, it does slow you down in that it's a click to get it off, but
if it saves at 3-5 or whatever, or the card that we're gonna get to.
The silly card.
The silly card, and I think that's. I mean, it'd be interesting to have that.
And if you in multiple Glen stations, I mean, you could. How just demoralizing would that be for the runner? You score 2 Glen stations, and they've and then you throw 2 3-point agendas on there, and they've scored 6 points. I guess.
And they're searching your deck.
I guess if you scored 3 Glen stations and put 3 3-point agendas on them on each one, they couldn't win the game.
Yeah,
and you couldn't win the game either, but. I mean, you could sit there and build ice forever.
And potentially try to kill them that way.
Yeah.
I mean, just, get to that one point where they can't break something.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. So then we get to the crazy card.
Yeah.
And what we all fear and love, government takeover. It's a 6-point agenda. It's 9 to score. And it's called Expansion as a subtitle. It says, click, gain 3 money. Limit 1 government takeover per deck. So if you score this, it's going to be a money machine. You could potentially get 9 credits. But if they score it, it's game. Or a good chance to be game.
So how do you score it, though?
Well, I think you have... Glen Station would be a good way to do it, right? So you could have, 3... So you need 20 points, right? So this is 6. Glen Station gives you another 6.
This only saves you 1 card agenda-wise. One 6-pointer over 2 3-pointers.
Yeah,
but I mean, is how I mean, you install it, advance, and then triple advance. Well, triple single. I mean, you're just.
The only thing you'd have to do is have something that's so nasty that
they can't get through.
That you can't get through, or that you have something in the card in your deck that they know that they've seen that is so nasty, and they can't, and they don't have the exposure cards.
Yeah, it could work with traps, I suppose. I
mean, that's the only way I see it being scored is you'd have to have a trap-heavy deck that they ran into or whatever, and it kind of gives them a pause, like, well, is that really
Is that actually government takeover?
Yeah, and that's all. I mean, it's going to be tough to trick of light it.
Mushin Notion, trick of light.
Mushin Notion, trick of light.
I'd hate to Mushin Notion it because you're putting it in a very weak server.
Yeah, you're really gambling.
Yeah.
Maybe Mushin Notion off the grid.
Well, let's put it this way. So you could move 6 counters from trick of light, right?
Sure.
If you had all three trick of lights.
Sure. Mushin Notion at one turn and then trick of light at the next turn.
So you have Atlas and trick of lights.
Yeah, I guess so.
So you score your Atlas. You got 2 or 3 tokens there. You get one of the trick of lights in your hand.
You go get the other 2.
Go get the other 2. I mean, that's the only way I could see it potentially being scored.
Well, and if you get an off the grid Ash Crisium Excalibur combo going,
where they can't score it.
Well, then
they can't get to it.
Right. You can put Crisium and Ash together. That'd be annoying. Yeah, I don't think you can put Crisium and Ash
because I think trick of light's only 2 influence.
No, it's 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
So you rechecked out?
Yeah. Not for this card, but just for in general. It's so scary though. I mean, imagine just top decking it. You're like, wow, I get 6 points. Okay. Now, I wish it wasn't limit 1 per deck. Because that'd be fun to have 3 of them.
Just 3. Right. But see, I think that was a problem with with the old Netrunner, which you could do something like that, and it really
hurt the game.
Really hurt the game.
I guess because then you could fast track it out when you were ready to win.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I can see it. I just think it'd be fun. We should do that one time and play. You to play 3 of them.
And one Atlas.
And 2, or 2 hostile takeover, something like that. Yeah.
All right. Yours.
I get the high risk investment. Another 3/5, 5/3 agenda expansion. Place 1 agenda counter on high risk investment when you score it. Click and that counter. Gain 1 credit for each credit in the runner's credit pool. You die to C-Source Scorch now.
Yeah, you take the money. I give you the money.
Well, I guess you can't C-Source Scorch, but yeah, if they're building up money, you could 1 turn and take their money.
Right after they took Kate.
Well, sure, something. Basically, what I'm saying is it allows you to get even in order to kill them next turn, assuming they run again.
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Trust me.
It's not a bad. I mean, is this better than government takeover? Or government contracts.
Depends on what you're going for, probably.
It also depends on who you're playing against. Like Nasir, you'd rather have government contracts to make money because Nasir
never has money.
Right, and doesn't need money either.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's better than the cleaners as far as there being a Scorch solution. I don't know. They have a lot of 3/5s now. They're all just. I guess if you had this with Transnational, it would get 2 counters. And then on 1 turn, you could basically double the runner's credit pool, and then next turn kill them.
Yeah, click.
Yeah, then prepare to kill. I don't know. Yeah,
it's definitely a swing card if they keep that much money in their credit pool.
Sure.
I mean,
it lets you win a trace. Lets you win, lets you really win that Ash trace if you have to.
Yep. And if you got HQ protected, then you put it in your vault and you can't get to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sealed vault.
Yeah.
Like sealed vault?
Yeah, sealed vault or whatever.
Gotcha.
Anyway. Next card.
I always think of the crazy combos.
Constellation Protocol, 0 cost asset, 4 to trash. When your turn begins, you may move an advancement token from a piece of ice to an installed piece of ice. It can be in advance. It's the ice we're going to be getting to later, where the advancement tokens don't really matter once you res the card. If you're really relying on those, it's a good way to shift them around. Otherwise, it's kind of limited use.
Well, it's annoying to trash.
Yeah.
It allows you to get 2 on an ice to trick a light.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
So you don't have to do it off 1. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's basically for bringing you the later ice on that'll be cheaper than moving it somewhere else to make some other ice cheaper.
I like it and kind of balance it.
Yeah. I like it for that theme. I mean, it's just it's as good as firmware updates.
It's 4 to trash too, so I mean, no one's gonna really come over and trash it. You res it for 0.
I don't know. I think I'd come over and trash it if you had 1 or 2 of these going. After you res the first Orion for free.
Yeah, well, there's no downside for the Corp, except for taking.
Yeah, exactly. You take 4 credits away from them.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes what you use NAPD for, is just to take 4 credits away from the runner.
Yep. All right, I get the first executive, Mark Yale, nice Harvard guy probably. 1 to res. He's of course an executive. It says whenever you spend an agenda counter, gain 1 money. Trash. or any agenda counter gain 2 money. So he just helps those types of like high risk investments or what's the other one?
Atlas
Yeah,
or firmware updates.
firmware. I mean, any of those. I mean, he just helps make those monetarize.
Well, and also with transnational, every agenda you score gets an agenda counter, so he gives you something to do with those, agenda counters. But I don't know.
He's okay. He's not worth any agenda points to the runner, so he's basically free money for you, basically, from the Corp side.
Sure, he's taking up a spot. I don't know. He just feels underwhelming.
Yeah,
I don't think there'd be room for him in decks with the sheer number of good cards we have these days.
well, I think you want to be running Elizabeth before you run him.
Well, I think everybody. I think Waylon has to run Elizabeth now. We'll find out why later. It's a big mystery. Nobody knows.
All right, so you got the.
I get Space Camp.
Yeah, Space Camp.
Space Camp.
We're gonna go floating in space.
So Waylon gets its first trap, sort of. I mean, it is a trap, but Waylon doesn't. It's Waylon's first, right? So it's a 0 cost asset, Space Camp. It's an ambush. 3 trash costs. It says, if Space Camp is accessed from R&D, the runner must reveal it. When the runner accesses Space Camp, you may place 1 advancement token on a card that can be advanced.
Wow. That could be an agenda?
Actually, so originally I wrote this card off. I was just like, that's kind of a cool trick. Yay, it's fun. But then I was thinking about it. So Waylon has a ton of 2/4s and 3/5s.
Hard to
and
score.
It doesn't have enough 2/3s. Like you, as Waylon, you can't play all 2/3s and 1/2s, and I guess you could play a lot of 1/3s that are neutral. But in general, a Waylon agenda is install, advance, or install, advance. So you know that something's going on. But with Space Camp, you actually could start setting them down, just blank, run into Space Camp, get a counter on it, score it on your turn. Especially if you're holding it in HQ, or if you throw it down to fake them out.
Well, NDN had the original one like this, kind of was the Matrix Analyzer, but you had to pay one credit for it.
Right.
It was a piece of ice.
Yeah.
And it was a piece of ice, so this is
Just so you
actually
could break it.
kind of an interesting little trap. I could see this being ran out into an NBN deck.
Yeah,
too.
for 1 influence, it'd be interesting.
It'd be really annoying. Architect into Space Camp.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna install this card. Space Camp. I advance the card too.
Yeah, and it's your last click.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's awful.
That's awesome.
No, most of the time, I don't know. Most people don't keep going once they hit the Architect.
Yeah, but if they really want to get into R&D, it's like, oh yeah, the
Yeah.
top card. Oh yeah, Space Camp. Sorry.
It's a fun trap. It's different.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a trap. It's more of a penalty.
Well, it's a trap because
Yeah.
it's an access, reveal it.
Ambush. It's an ambush.
And a 3 trash on a trap is nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just like, I don't want to run into this thing again. But I guess especially if it's in their hand, I think it works best in your hand. Because then they're, when they come after
Your hand.
legwork. Wonderful.
Excellent.
It's different.
Next card, it's a board. It's a 3 cost asset, 7 trash. It's unique. Each agenda in the runner's score area is worth 1 fewer agenda point. If the board is trashed while being accessed, add it to the runner's score area as an agenda worth 2 agenda points. The effect is not these 2 agenda point assets. They always scare me. The effect is pretty good.
The effect's awesome.
The effect is great, yeah. But I'm always scared of running them. Even with the 7 trash, there's just so many other cards you can use.
You scored my hostile takeover.
Right.
It's now worth 0 to you.
Right.
Take that.
GQ
GQ is worth -2.
Right.
Domestic sleepers.
I mean, all those. They're always fun, but the risk is really high.
Right.
Now that you have industrial genomics, though, where the trash costs are so much higher.
This would be very expensive to run in
very,
genomics.
very
Right.
expensive. But that's what they run. You run all CQs and
Right, but just the influence cost.
Right. Right.
You're paying 10 to 15. Of your influence. I guess you'd only pay maybe 5 and have a bunch of executive boot camp or whatever that lets you fetch them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would like to combo it with Shiku. That'd be great. What's the score? I got 7. He has -4.
What your choice on Shiki, or either you take it as an agenda or you take
The net damage.
The net damage equivalent to the cards in your hand, right?
No, what they pay.
Know what they pay.
Okay, what they pay. Yeah.
But no, I mean, it'd be interesting. It'd be fun in genomics. I don't know. But because it doesn't win the game is the problem.
Yeah, but it definitely hurts the runner side big time.
Right, but I think if you play this to stop the runner from winning the game, the runner's going to come get this and win the game.
Right.
So you stop me for a couple turns, basically. Is what you're saying.
Which is fine. I mean, maybe that's what it is. It's a delay tactic.
But then you just trash it, right?
Sure. Then you can just throw it away.
And then you throw it away after they spend all their money trying to get.
That's what that really awful shaper card is for. Record reconstructor.
Yeah, to put it
so
back
when
on
you
top.
throw it away, put it back on top
Yeah.
art.
Yeah, to
That's
put the
awful.
executives back on top.
That's awful. Funny, but awful.
Okay.
I think you're up.
Yeah, I think I'm up. So I've got Asteroid Belt. It's a 9-cost ice barrier, 6 strength. It says Asteroid Belt can be advanced, and its res cost is lowered by 3 for each advancement token on it. End the run. His belt of stone did shake and shatter. Solid, big piece of ice. 6 strength is Hadrian's what, 7?
Hadrian's is 7 for 10 and 2 subroutines.
So this could be potentially a 6 or 6 barrier.
But I mean, you have to take into account that you're paying a click and
A click and a
to
credit for one.
advance
So let's say 8.
So it could be 3 clicks and 3 credits.
Yeah.
Instead of anything. But of course, you have all the nifty little tricks. And I don't know, 6/9 is not awful. Just if you have to hard res it.
Yeah.
Um,
But 6 is a big barrier. I mean, so it's going to cost a Corroder 4 or 5 minimum.
right. Corroder costs 5.
Yeah.
And Hadrian's only costs 7. So it's worse than Hadrian's, obviously, but it has the ability to be better.
Yeah.
I mean, because the runner doesn't know what these are when you start advancing them.
Yeah.
Is Ice Wall that much scarier now? Because you're like, I'm going to install this card, advance it twice, and they're like,
Yeah, it makes Ice Wall much.
oh, you have 3 credits. That could be, something. Oh, it's Ice Wall.
Yeah. And then you run it and you scored something behind it. Yeah.
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 So
That's good. It's good.
I like the fact that it's well costed
Yeah, it's very well costed. That's
without
why
its ability. I mean, it is more expensive than just Hadrian's, or the card we'll see a little later. But you're
you
paying
get
a
an
good
advancement
price
token
for
on
its
it,
ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like it.
But you could actually lower it to
0.
0 potentially.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
3 credits and 3
Mhm.
advancements. 3 clicks and 3 credits. So
What's the card that puts advancement?
shipment to Kaguya.
Yeah. So does that see play now with these type of cards?
In my deck, it did.
Okay.
Because it turns,
answered.
it turns Kaguya into kind of a
money
6 credit card,
Yeah.
written relatively.
Yep.
So I get the next one in the series, right?
Yep.
The wormhole. Did we skip you, Josh?
No.
I don't know. No,
Okay.
you're good.
No, because he
Wormhole.
had the board.
Gotcha. So wormhole is one of my favorite pieces of ice in this pack, if not my favorite. Anyway, it's 9 to res, 7 strength, 2 influence. It's a code gate. Wormhole can be advanced and its res cost is lowered by 3 for each advancement token on it. And its subroutine is resolve a subroutine on another piece of resed ice. So the general opinion is you don't run without your Sentry Breaker, because that'll trash your programs and do your net damage.
Yeah, well, this will do it too.
Now the wormholes start doing it too. It'll kill your hardware with Taurus. I mean,
Well, this is similar. This is similar to almost like a Foundry piece of ice too. I mean, where you can
fetch.
no Foundry. I mean,
Grail.
Grail ice, where you can give whatever you want. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you want to lose a program?
I mean, you have to have it already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it's a code gate. I mean, and generally code gates are like, oh, okay, I ran into a code gate. It took some of my money. That sucked. And it's 7 strength, too. I mean,
That's great on a code gate.
Gordian's paying 6 to break it.
That's as much as Suzanne.
Susan? Yeah.
Susan.
And she's a sentry.
Mm-hmm.
Very nasty sentry. But I love Wormhole.
It's out of Yogg's range.
It's a little bit out of Yogg's range. I mean, that's
Even Yogg
4 data suckers to get
Even
through it.
Yoggsaurus is out of
Yoggsaurus. I love it. It's a big, powerful code gate. And
Mhm.
I bet you this will be one that you see Toll Booth played in a lot of
Yeah, this could be
factions. But I could see
replaced
this. Maybe I could see this being played in a lot of out of faction though. I mean, just because. Oh, okay, I'll stop the run. It's fine. No, I don't need to stop the run. I'm going to trash the program. I'm going to do all sorts of. You can do some of the nasty trace things. If you have Shinobi up, you can do 3 damage. with Trace. But I guess you would just use Neural Katana to make it do 3 damage.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's cool, and it gives Waylon, you know.
Ooh, in the Jinteki code gate thing where they have.
Code gates get stronger.
Oh gosh.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then Jinteki, you'll have Trick of Light too. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yep. It's yours.
All right. Next one, another piece of ice. Nebula, 9 cost, 5 strength. It's a Sentry Destroyer. Nebula can be advanced, and its res cost is lowered by 3 for each advancement token on a Trash 1 program. It's like all these, it's pretty good cost, especially if you advance a little bit, and Trash program is always good. Probably it's best combined with Wormhole, have that up. And being able to use it for Wormhole.
Yeah, I mean, so Lancelot is the one from Grail that trashes programs, right? So the res cost for Lancelot is
4, and he's like a 2.
Is he a 2 or I think he's 4? I think Galahad's 2.
One of them. They're really low.
They're really low.
No, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're the one that plays Foundry.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think. I know Galahad's like 1 or 2 barrier, and Lancelot's like I thought was a little higher, but it's still. So you can get that to 6, basically 6 costs to, and all the constellation ice is like 5, I think.
Yep, it is.
So I mean, so it's in the same range of that. What's the one that trashes programs? What's the
Sagittarius.
HP? Yeah, which is it 6 or is it?
I think it's a 5/5.
Yeah,
I thought they were all 5/5.
Yeah. Okay.
It's great. I think it's
It's
giving Waylon some teeth.
Yeah. Here we go. Then we've got the Rainbow on steroids.
I was trying to see if they all combined.
Yeah, well, you mean the picture? Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I think they do in some way. I don't know.
Well, this is Archer's best friend.
This is Archer's big buddy.
Yeah, this is Archer's, and it's Rainbow. You know how you panned Rainbow a little bit, but Orion. So it's a unique piece of ice, 15 to res. It's a Sentry, Code Gate, and a barrier. Strength of 8. It says Orion can be advanced, and its res cost is lowered by 3 for each advancement token on it, just like all the other ones said. It says Trash 1 program, resolve a subroutine on another piece of ice, and in the run. So you get Wormhole and Orion pulled back up together.
You get all 3 of them actually.
Right.
And you're just going to town.
Yeah, it's actually a story. If you read the flavor text, it's as through the door of light he came, his belt of stone did shake and shatter. He bent his bow of stellar matter, and seeking prey, he then took aim.
Yep.
That's cool. No, Orion's great.
Lucas, great work on the flavor text.
Yeah. No, Orion is just scary. Especially if you have any of the tricks to just put advancement tokens on it.
Yeah.
You can even commercialization after you get it rezzed for free. Just for a little extra.
Just so it has, okay.
Res for free. Okay. Commercialization for 5 credits. Maybe.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot more commercialization in decks just because you have to use,
Maybe. I don't know. It's still hard for commercialization to be worth. I mean, you gotta
unless you're in transactional.
Well, because you have to have 3 counters on something for it to be the equivalent of Beanstalk.
Yeah.
You'd have, and then past that, it becomes a cheaper version of Sure Gamble and Restructure.
Yeah.
And Waylon's usually not hurting for money.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah, I want to res Orion on somebody. That'd be just great.
But this might make it a little better now.
So do you also get to fake people out with that? Like if you can advance Vicewall 5 times and just be like, I'm ready. And they're like, all right, Orion's got 8 strength, and I need to be able to... And it's 8. It's out of night range.
Yep.
And of course, it has that great resolve.
The art on it's awesome. The art's incredible. It's a cool looking Archer. It's slick looking. Anyway,
I get Builder.
You get Builder.
It's like they put all these cards in here to help each other.
Yeah, you think? There's no plan.
Builder is it's Code Gate. It's an ice. It costs 2. It's got 4 strength. It's got 1 influence. It has a click power, which I think is the first ice with a click power.
You might be right on that one. Check.
Can't think of any other ice you can click. Anyway, it says move this piece of ice to the outermost position protecting any server, which is just beautiful. It has 2 subroutines. Place 1 advancement token on a piece of ice protecting this server that can be advanced. That's scary. I mean, I guess this would be. I guess commercialization makes this scary too. Yeah. Because you figure after the ice is red, so like, I'll just blow through it. And you're like, okay, well, 9 counters, 11 counters. Orion's got 15 on him. Commercialization.
Yep.
may have to go switch my deck now. That's fantastic. It's definitely better than Matrix Analyzer.
What was the other one from HP that did the same? Mind Layer? Wasn't Mind Layer the one that you could just bring ice?
Oh, they can move. Mind Layer lets you put ice at the top.
Yeah, at the top.
But if you encountered it, so it made the next run scarier,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But no, Builders, it's fantastic. It goes well with everything else, and I like the fact that you can put it down. You put one ice down, put it down, and then get that ice up, and then move Builder forward.
Yep.
It hurts Kit. Poor Kit. It's like, haha, you have codes. No, Builder's going forward.
You can switch servers when you need to move it.
Yeah, you can move it
Or
around. It's like a night.
Yeah.
It's
Can
like
you
a
move
night.
around?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can move around.
Protecting any server.
Any server.
Yeah.
I did not see that. I didn't see that.
Yeah,
that,
so you can
that
just move
word.
it to whichever
Wow,
server you need to build up.
That's scary.
It's even better, huh, John?
It's even better.
It's going to go.
It has to go on ice. It's
Okay.
that's scary. All right.
Next one, checkpoint, 4 cost ice, 7 strength code gate. When you res checkpoint, take 1 bad publicity and 1 subroutine. Trace 5 if successful. Do 3 meat damage when this run is successful.
It's got the little trace. That's cool looking.
Yeah. I don't like the bad pub,
There's a
but
little,
Yeah.
like the tag.
Oh, okay.
Like the-
Gotcha. Yeah, I see.
Little tag thing. It's pretty cool looking.
not crazy about the bad pub, but that is a nasty trace they have to be in a good result if you do. If you
In
can pull it off.
NBN, that's like that could kill you. It's
Yeah.
only 4. It's only 4 to res in NBN.
Yeah.
You get 2 free credits. It's a 7 trace, and so you have your Astro script down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good way to make them jack out.
And exactly.
Right.
Exactly. It's like, you press for 4. If they don't check it, they're going to take 3. If it is something bad, it's awesome. I mean, it's
Yeah.
What if you put it in Foundry? So that you could definitely put 2 in a row.
Yeah.
They have to break it. They're
yeah,
never running
win
that
the
server.
trace. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I doubt they're going to win the trace. But yeah, I guess sure they could. But yeah, that'd be scary in Foundry because you could put 2 in a row.
The only bad side is it gives them 1 bad publicity, which they can use on the trace.
Who cares?
Yeah. If
You can't run anymore.
You just res it at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
3 meat damage is huge.
well, I'm just thinking 6 meat damages. Is you no longer run this server until you're going to draw 2 cards and then take 6
Yeah.
meat damage? Okay.
And it's a code gate. It's a 7 strength code gate.
Mhm.
Yeah, code gates are scary.
That's brutal.
But now, though this isn't actually, it's not a very good surprise ice.
No.
In that you're like, oh, I jack out. I don't want to die.
Yeah, I mean, but it protects. Hey, I'll do that on a remote and get
Sure.
the Astro
Right.
score.
Yeah, Foundry, 2 of them. Go.
Mhm.
That's just evil. Is this one mine?
No, it's mine.
Yours.
I got the firewall.
Fire beats ice.
Yeah, fire beats ice. So it's a 5 to res, 5 strength barrier. It says firewall can be advanced and gains +1 strength for each advancement token on it. So it's basically the big ice wall.
Well, the medium, because Hadrian's is the big ice wall.
Well, yeah.
Because Hadrian's is a big ice wall.
Yeah.
Hadrian's is a 10.
Yep.
And it's a 7. Yeah.
So it's a mid-size.
Yeah. It's size.
So you got the econ, you got the mid-size, and you got the luxury model. So now you can
Hadrian's
all
is luxury
choose.
too, because it costs extra
Yep,
for
exactly.
additional features.
Anyway, so straightforward.
Sure.
I mean, 5 strength barrier, 5, not bad. And it can go up in strength, so
Yeah, it's
it
expensive.
can get better and better.
It's good value, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of other ice that costs 5 that I'd rather play, just for the scary factor of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Firewall keeps you out.
I mean, I'm thinking TMI and NBN is what, 3 to res and it's 5 strength.
It's 5, yeah.
So, but it costs you 3, but then you
Then
get
you
the
have to
trace,
pay
and
trace,
all
and
that,
trace.
blah blah blah. So, anyway,
It's definitely taxing.
decent piece of ice. Yours.
I get the Searchlight. It's 1 cost, 3 strength, Sentry, Tracer, and Observer. I wonder what makes it Observer. Anyway, it's 1 influence. Searchlight can be advanced. X is the number of advancement tokens on Searchlight. Trace X, if successful, give the runner a tag. Trace X, if successful, give the runner a tag. Those are the 2 subroutines. Different? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean,
It's
how often are you really going to advance this to the point where it matters? You know what I mean? Like,
or you got an 8 trace or something like that.
At that point, the runner's just like
they're gonna break it.
Yeah, they'll have the breaker out by then.
I mean, they'll have a century breaker and break it. I mean, mimic, bam, bam.
Now, it'd be great if it was +1 strength and bumped the trace at the same time. Then it's like, well, okay, this is kind of a pain. It costs more than 1 for sure, but
yeah,
I guess it's a way for Wayland to tag people. When you run into this, you're probably going to get tagged.
Yeah, and that's why I think there could be a psychographics type deck which would let you score government takeover. I mean, seriously, I'm not joking. I mean, I think if you got enough tags.
I mean, yeah, I can see you psycho government,
yeah.
But I mean, you're not gonna because decks.
But no one's gonna carry tags.
It's all about
tags against Wayland.
Right.
Well, when you mid-season someone, they don't flow tags anyway. They're just stuck with them all. My problem with the government takeover idea is that unfortunately it's not going to win consistently. You're going to probably have good games with it, but then there's going to be that one game where they're like, well, I'll inside job R&D, and you're like, oh, government contract or takeover.
Yep.
So I'm not a big fan of this particular piece. It's cool that you get that way and it gets a way to tag people.
What do you think about an NBN? I just don't see it being strong enough.
No, it takes too long. By the time you have a decent number of advancement tokens on it, they're gonna be able to break it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, why would you play this over Hunter?
Yeah. I mean, Hunter's so fun.
Yeah,
you're like, well, it's for the advancements. I'm like, why wouldn't you play all the other awesome advanced cards?
The only reason why you would is it has 2 subroutines that they'd have to break, so you have 2 chances to trace them if they don't break it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And if they're running,
that's the only reason. That's
Yeah.
the only reason. And if you get 1 advancement on it, it's a trace one. I mean,
yeah, because it starts out at trace 0.
It's trace 0, yeah.
God, how many? I mean, runners that have 1? No, that's. Just...
What's the other one? What's the other one that was awful that they had that did the same kind of thing? There was another one. Salvage, yeah.
I don't know. I know it was awful.
It was salvage. Like, similar idea. At least these are 2 solid.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Next
one. Housekeeping. It's a 2-cost operation current, Gray Ops. This card is not trashed until another current is played or an agenda is stolen. First time a runner installs a card each turn, he or she must trash 1 card from his or her grip. That's pretty irritating current.
And it's not damage.
Yeah, it's not damage, so you can't stop it.
Because the runner's doing it to himself.
Sure.
Here, slap yourself.
Question: do they have to be able to trash a card to install a card? It doesn't say if able.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So does this modify the cost?
Or it's a card that they install and immediately trashed?
No, I mean it's because you install a trash from a card from your hand. So.
No, it says must. And so.
I don't know though, but I mean theoretically you are installing the card. I don't know. I imagine if it's the only card in your hand, you don't have to trash 1.
He or she must trash 1 card from his.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean.
So you have to have 2 cards in your hand.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you can do it if you only have 1 card.
Well, it's
something to check, but
yeah, that's going to be an interesting rolling.
But it's a current with teeth.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, just imagine it, and it's got 3 influence. Imagine it in like Jinteki.
Yeah.
Personal evolution. No. You take a damage because you spend a lot of time drawing cards.
Yes, you're going
to avoid getting pinged to death
and recycling your deck. Hopefully.
It's good.
It's a really good current.
Well, yeah.
This was called accounting, right? Before when it was spoiled, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was called accounting. I think.
I must have missed it then.
I think housekeeping's a little better with the toe tags. It matches the art a little bit better. That's really bad.
They're just taking care of. They're cleaning it out.
It's really bad. It's really good old Wayland. All right. I got the next operation. It's 0 cost. It's a condition. It says install patch on a res piece of ice as a hosted condition counter with the text host ice has +2 strength. I like this a lot. I mean, it gets a lot of cards out of a lot of ice that's decent out of Yogs and some of the fixed mimic, ranges.
Yeah. Update 1.1 fixes some stability issues. Maybe.
But and it also gives another tax to the runner.
Sure, gives you tax for
0.
For 0, not bad.
It's not a bad piece of card.
Save something from Parasite for a couple more turns, maybe.
Ooh. Yeah,
not awful.
Yeah, you put it on. Yeah, so you don't have to purge virus counters.
I don't know if it's worth putting in a deck, but
it could be.
I guess you drop Architect. Jump
Yeah, it
or
makes it-
Lotus Field.
Lotus Field out of
Lotus Field would get annoying at 6 or 8. You know. Not bad.
Architect would be nice too, so it can't be odd.
Right.
I mean, Mimic.
It'd still be data suckered.
Yeah.
All right, I get the traffic accident. The 0 cost Wayland operation. It's a black ops. Play only if the runner has at least 2 tags. Do 2 meat damage. Traffic was murder.
Big Brother. You know, if they have one, Big Brother them. Remember, we were trying to find uses for cars.
Searchlight. Searchlight. You give them 2 tags and then you traffic.
Yeah.
I think it screws up math. It makes 2 tags much scarier than 1 tag.
Well, and 0 cost too.
That's what I mean. You're like, oh, they only got 3. They can't scorch me. I'll keep the tags. Scorch, traffic accident. Oh,
Or 3 of them, and you're dead.
Or 3 traffic accidents. Yeah.
Without anything protecting you.
Yeah. I mean, you could see.
You could Atlas. You could go get 2 Atlases. You know,
Atlas
and go boom, boom, bring them back in.
Sure. Those Atlas counters are getting scary.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think it's that amazing of a card, but I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Um,
It's cheap. You know, that's where the math always comes. Is you gotta you gotta have 3 for the Scorch. You gotta have this for the Trace. You know, blah blah blah.
You know, a lot of these are gray and black ops.
Yeah.
People are gonna start playing. Yeah, tally. Especially with some of the fun things with bad publicity is getting scary.
Yes.
Anyway.
You're right. All right, so I've got the next one. It's called Satellite Grid.
That's Josh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's yours. My bad.
That's fine.
Old Josh's
I
card.
jumped in front of you. I guess I'm excited.
Satellite Grid, 1 cost upgrade, region, 3 to trash. Each piece of ice protecting the server is considered to have 1 additional advancement token on it. With all the advancement ice we talked about, that
especially the Rezo, right?
Right. It helps with everything. And it's an upgrade.
You were going to want to trash this if they get that into a server.
The worst part, though, is the mud that I dislike is that it's a region.
Yeah.
You can't use it, you know, if you're trying to play like Sand. You can't use it with Sand. But I guess it stops you. I guess that really stops you from putting 3 in a server, though.
Yeah.
Because that'd be really awful.
Let's all go, oh, John. Sorry.
Sand Satellite.
It's such a down.
No, that's a great card. It basically gives you 3 credits. You don't have to res it.
I'm glad you got the last card. Because this is
You
when I
wanted
saw
this
this. I wanted this card. I love this. So this is a 2 cost. It's called the Twins. It's unique. It's an upgrade. It's a PsyOps. It says whenever the runner passes a res piece of ice protecting the server, you may reveal and trash another copy of that ice from HQ to force the runner to encounter the piece of ice just passed again. Its trash cost is 2. It's only 1 influence. I think it's a really fun PsyOps. I mean, I could see that. Could you imagine doing this in like HP?
What does Grail Ice say? How long does Grail Ice keep its extra subroutines for?
When you reveal it?
No, I know you reveal it, but does it say that it gets those 2 subroutines for the rest of the run or for the rest of the encounter?
I think it's encounter.
Because that would be important to know. Because
look it
Foundry into Merlin.
Yep. Let's see.
Because that would just be awful.
Let's see. Faction. We'll go to
neutral. They're neutral.
Oh, that's right. Neutral.
I know.
Let's go to.
This is cool enough. We had to stop and look it up.
Yeah.
There's Galahad.
When encountered.
When encountered Galahad for the remainder of this run.
Yeah.
So, flip Merlin. Go get a Merlin. Reveal a Merlin. They take 4 net damage for going through Merlin. Flip over the Twins. Trashing that extra Merlin. They hit 4 more damage from Merlin. You just did 8 net damage.
Because they have to run into
Merlin right away again. That's scary.
Yeah, well, I think with Janus or anything like that, any big piece of ice that's just nasty is just going to wreck people's world with the Twins. I mean, they're going to get trashed. I mean, that's why it's an even split. But if you can get one time where this is awesome.
It's not going to, well, you have to, it passes a res piece of ice. So you're going to have this res before they decide to break the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't work with in the run ice. Like you can't, like they'll know you could super tax them.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna go, well, I'll pay 7 to break Hadrian, and you're like, Twins, Hadrian's again, and they're just gonna go, oh, they got Twins. No,
yeah, because
I can't break Hadrian's twice. Yeah. No, that's awful. That's Foundry for sure.
Yeah.
Grail Merlin. Or
because he has like, oh, is that a Galahad or is that going to be a Merlin? You know,
make him run into wormhole twice, make you do 2 different things to him.
Yeah, or Orion. Yeah.
Well, Orion would end the run first time, but that's scary.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's one of the funner psyops.
And it's only one influence. They knew where it was going.
Yep, can go anywhere.
I like it.
Whalen hires out all their psyops for cheap.
Right. I get, is it mine sub boost? I get
Yep.
sub boost, right? Sub boost would be the first neutral corporation card. It's 0 cost. It's an operation. It's a condition. Install sub boost on a rezzed piece of ice as a hosted condition counter with the text host ice gains barrier and end the run after all its other subroutines. Sure. Actually, this is great in any in your NBN Tag Me decks, in your Jinteki, stab you decks, where you're like, the runner doesn't care, they're just gonna run through your 3 data ravens and not break them. You're like, no, we'll sub boost one of them. Sure, it becomes a barrier, but they have to break that piece of ice.
Could you imagine? I mean, you could really screw some people up because that could be really interesting because you could really screw some people up thinking that they can break certain things, right?
Well, I mean, you have to do it during your turn. So
it gains barrier on top of whatever else.
Yeah,
right.
It doesn't
it doesn't switch. It doesn't lose what it originally had. It just gains barrier.
That would be fantastic.
But it does get the end to run though. So
yeah, it's a little tag. It's not bad. I think it could be really good in those decks that don't have a lot of heavy end the run dice. End the run dice. Make them go get their barrier breaker. Do something. I guess
waste an extra money or waste some money even breaking it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Put something out of dog's range. Make them waste 2 dog counters. Lots of possibilities.
That's a neutral 1 cost upgrade dedicated to technician team. 2 reoccurring credits. Use these credits to install ice protecting the server. 1 to trash.
That's a big ass server.
Yeah, it'd have to be a pretty big server to make it worth using.
No, I mean it theoretically, if you have 2 pieces of ice, it pays for itself.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you use a click to put it down, and a credit to res it, and you get 2 credits immediately. So it's not awful.
Can you use these credits to make the advancement token?
Yeah, it's just
only install.
Yeah, it's only install.
It's okay though.
I mean, if you got a big wall of 4 or 5 ice, yeah, it starts paying off pretty quick.
Yeah, it's cool. It's an upgrade at least.
Yeah, it is an upgrade, so it's not an asset.
It's another one to put. It's another for Gagarin Deep Space. You just start loading up assets. Which one you want?
Yeah.
Oh, you get
I get
the ruiner of days.
Alright, so I get the Cyberdex Virus Suite. It's a 3 cost upgrade ambush. It says if Cyberdex Virus Suite is accessed from R&D, the runner must reveal it. When the runner accesses Cyberdex Virus Suite, you may purge virus counters. Or if you have this installed, you can trash this to purge virus counters. It's a 1 trash cost upgrade. So this is awesome against what's going to be coming up here very shortly.
Yeah, it's also fantastic against medium.
Yes.
Because you wait, they're like, oh, I'm going to run R&D. Okay. The run is successful. You choose to access. I choose to access. Okay. Before you access, no more medium counters. No more. All the counters you just gain, you lose.
Yep. I could see this. One of the good uses for rework, if you got one of these in your hand and then one of them you pulled another one with HP's rework, the only card that puts stuff
back
into R&D.
Well, it shuffles it back in.
Yeah, shuffles it back in. Or Architect, pull this back in, put it back in your,
wherever they're running.
Yeah, whatever they're running.
You could really ruin their parasite data sucker plans.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, wipe out.
Yeah.
I can kill Janice. No, you can't.
Start again.
Well, in mid-run too.
Yeah, you could do it mid-run. Oh,
you approach Janice.
Oh,
boom! We'll kill off We'll kill off Darwin. We'll kill off Crypsis tokens. We'll
whatever. I mean, the data sucker is the biggest one right there. I mean, that would really screw somebody because they have to encounter it then, and then they're going to take that.
Yeah, well, Crypsis too. I mean,
oh, it's your last click too.
Yeah,
that's how you could get through, right?
It definitely is the kick in the teeth Anarch needs, because Anarch's about to become really scary.
The kick in the teeth Anarch.
I mean, Anarch is, we always used to say, oh, noise would be better if you had more cheap viruses. Oh, noise would be better if you had more, and they just gave virus stuff like crazy. And so you need something like this to go. Viruses can't just.
I have that. That's my safety valve.
Yeah, my safety word. Virus.
My safety world. Are we playing 50 Shades of Grey now? It is bad, but you know. Never mind. We're gonna start laughing. So it's three. So basically, this is great. So you install this you pay $3,
right? And
then you just
ruin
trash
their day. You don't ever have to res it until you need it.
Yep.
And when they run into it and pay $1 to access it because you're playing that way with an ID, you're like, no, it costs you money and you lose all your fun stuff.
Very cool. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break here and come back on the other side to talk about the fun runner cards.
Love the runner cards.